So it's time for another video on the channel, and it is that time of year once again. You know, pre-season, and people are discussing who should their club sign. And this is exactly what I'm going to be doing today with Wrexham, and we're going to be discussing who Wrexham should sign and the reasons why and things like that. These are just solidly my opinions, so if you don't agree with me, let me know in the comments section down below, and let me know who you would sign as well, and your reasons why for who you like for signing that player. So the first thing I'm going to do for you guys right now is I am going to put the established first team squad on screen for you guys now, but notably Billy Waters is not included as he has played one game for Wrexham. Now, highlighted the positions that I am going to be looking at in today's video is a goalkeeper, a left wing back, a centre midfielder and a striker. You're probably going to say to me, Jebbo, that's 4 positions but you've got 5 players. Well, it makes sense to include 2 from one position, because if we can't get one, then there's another I do think we should get as well. But if you are new to the channel, make sure you like, subscribe and tap that bell for more notifications for as when I do upload. And let's move on into choice number 5 and the first player of the 5 players I think Wrexham should sign in the summer transfer window. Number 5, Chris Maxwell. Now, for me, going into that number 5 position, and the first player of this video is none other than 32-year-old goalkeeper Chris Maxwell. Now, he was at Blackpool last season, and this season just gone, and he is currently now, he's been released by Blackpool. His contract's run out, so he is a free agent. Now, he made 31 appearances in all competitions, 28 of them coming in the Championship, and conceded 51 goals with 6 clean sheets in all competitions, and 5 of them being in the Championship. Now, it's crazy to see, but, Chris Maxwell came through the Wrexham ranks and, made his debut at 18 years of age for Wrexham. So, it makes sense for this to be heavily linked anyway. But the fact of the matter is, if Ben Foster decides to call a day on his career and, go back into retirement because he's done what he's needed to do in terms of getting Wrexham promoted from the National League to back into the Football League, then it would make sense for Wrexham to sign Chris Maxwell. Now, Maxwell, he's a very good goalkeeper, as we know. He played the Championship 28 times this season just gone, so it does show a lot. Blackpool did get relegated, of course, but the fact that you play in a Championship team 28 times over the course of a season anyway is good in itself to say that, you're probably an established keeper at that point. So, for me, it's a no-brainer for Chris Maxwell being the goalkeeping position, taking that goalkeeping position and being Wrexham's number 1 for the League 2 season. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comment section down below. And yeah, apologies about my voice. We'll move on into the next position and the second player of this video, Luke Armstrong. Now, moving into this next selection, being the second player to be mentioned, which is one of the 2 striker positions that I've chosen. There's 2 striker choices, is none other than Harrogate Town's own Luke Armstrong. Now, Luke Armstrong played 46 times in the campaign just gone, scoring 16 goals and registering 6 assists. Now, on paper, it's not good enough, but as a backup to Paul Mullen, would you really say no? That's the question, because you've got to look at it like this. The League 2 the League 2 in its own, compared to the National League, you're allowed more substitutions. So instead of just having Sam Dolby on the bench, would you have Luke Armstrong on the bench? Or would you go, no, I'll just stick with Billy Waters and see what he's about? I mean, it's hard to tell, but in my eyes, Luke Armstrong could be a hell of a player, especially scoring double digits in terms of goals, especially anyway. It's probably a no-brainer, but how much would you pay for him is the question. 26 years of age and only getting 16 goals in 46 appearances. So that's the question that you've got to ask yourself. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this one down below, and where that would rate for you in terms of standings. And would there be anyone better in terms of Luke Armstrong compared to an Alfie May? Now, I haven't mentioned Alfie May because it looks like he's off somewhere else, if I'm honest. So to put him down in the video saying that we should sign him, yeah, we probably should, because he had a good season at Cheltenham Town. But for me, I need to try and be a bit more. If he's linked somewhere else in terms of going there and it's probably all set and done close on to, then probably better option to go elsewhere instead of hoping that Wrexham hijack a deal. Now, let me know your thoughts on this one, but let's move on into option number 3 and the third player of this video. Number 3, Ibu Toure. Now this player is something special, Ibu Toure. Scouser as well, actually, you know, it's mad. Gambian international, same as Jacob Mendy, but he can play left back, left mid and centre back. He is predominantly a left back, but he's in talks of discussions with Salford City over a new deal. Now, currently that would mean he's a free agent or he's about to be, but this is what I'd have to say. 45 appearances, 9 assists in League Two this season just gone. He's played left back 36 times, left midfield 15 times and centre half 3 times. 7 out of the 9 assists in the league have come from left back. He's had 10 assists in all competitions though, which is a bit mental. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. Thing is, you'd suit perfectly for that wing back role, is what I'm trying to say. Better than McFadzean in my opinion, and could teach Mendy a few things as well. I mean, he currently is the Salford City captain, so he is a leader as well in that aspect of things, and another leader to probably add to the dressing room as well. I mean, in my eyes, it's a no-brainer. 10 assists in all competitions. He's played 56 games in all competitions. Just narrowly missed out on promotion to League One as well. It's crazy, honestly. Ibu Toure is probably the player that would make perfect sense to that left-back position. As well as being a scouser like Paul Mullen, you know, what else do I need to add to that one? Let me know on your thoughts on the comment section down below on this transfer. Would you like to see Ibu Toure at Wrexham? Let me know. But this next selection is a big one. The next selection is an absolute huge one. And I can't wait to show you guys. Number 2, George Dobson. Now this is the selection that I couldn't wait to show you guys. George Dobson, 25 years of age, Charlton Athletics captain. And he's just a leader for someone who's young and can play defensive midfield. Plays as a number 6. He's just incredible. 14 yellow cards in League One. So he does like to get stuck in. Can play DM, CM, you know, defensive midfield, centre midfield. 45 appearances in the league, 1 goal, 3 assists. He knows how to pick out a pass. He knows how to score a goal. It's a no-brainer. And for me as well in this aspect of the selection, it's due to the fact that Tom O'Connor's injury prone. Now I would not be looking at another midfielder if Tom O'Connor wasn't injury prone. But an experienced man in George Dobson, who's played for the likes of Sunderland, Charlton, Walsall, Wimbledon, you know, the list goes on. Especially sticking out being Sunderland as well. It's a no-brainer. Owen O'Connell came from Charlton as well to Wrexham, so it would make sense for George Dobson to do the same and add more quality into that Wrexham side. Let me know on your thoughts on this one in the comments section down below. But for last but not least, leaves selection number 1 and the 5th player and the 2nd striker of this video. Number 1, Dom Telford. Now this one's a weird one in terms of where I'm going to come after this. Last season probably makes sense. This season not so much. But Dom Telford is currently at Crawley Town. After finishing League 2 top goal scorer of the season before this one just gone, Dom Telford went from Newport County, I think it was, to Crawley Town, and he's not done so well. The Crawley Town team is poor, no disrespect. Probably will end up going down this season. And yeah, I think Dom Telford is just a good player in a bad team. 12 goals in 43 appearances in League 2 this season with 3 assists. I mean, it doesn't really speak volumes, but as a backup to Paul Mullen, you're not going to say no. 26 years of age. Centre forward, can also play on the right wing as well, so if Phil Parkinson ever decided that he wanted to go 4-3-3, you know, could always shift him out on the right and just work it that way. 47 total appearances, 15 goals in all competitions and 3 assists also in all competitions, which they've all came in League 2 anyway. So yeah, that's just where I'm heading with the Dom Telford one. It's nothing much exciting, but for me, the main thing for Wrexham is just to get a couple of positions sorted, make one or maybe about 3-4 additions, nothing too hasty. Don't get rid of a load of people, just don't do what Stockport did, because in my eyes anyway, Wrexham have got a team at the moment with no signings that could easily reach the top 5 in League 2. So yeah, I think a couple of signings need to be made here and there. I'd say 4 at the maximum, 4 to 5 signings. But yeah, Dom Telford is my selection for number 1 and being the 5th player at this video. So let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. So they are my 5 selections, and the 5 players that I think Wrexham must sign or should go in for at least in the summer transfer window. Now the strikers have an eye for goal. Ibu Toure is a leader, George Dobson is a leader. You know, Chris Maxwell, former Wrexham man, would it make sense for him to return? I mean, it's up to Phil Parkinson, Ryan Reynolds, Rob McElhenney, what goes on behind the scenes. It's really as much as I can put forward to this video as possible. I mean, going back on Ibu Toure, he's very versatile, so it would make sense for him. You know, having a left-sided centre-half that can, you know, can play left-back and play left midfield. You know, George Dobson, does it make sense to bring him in because of Tom O'Connor's injuries? Dom Telford, Luke Armstrong, would it make sense to bring any of them in? I don't know. Literally, I'm not an expert. I just try and give an opinion on things and make something that's up for discussion and open for debate. You can call me clueless, you could say I'm bang on the money with some of these. You know, George Dobson's highly rated by like Portsmouth fans, Wigan fans, so he's got to be a good player in there somewhere. The only thing that would strive for me, which is a bit of a controversial one, is Luke Armstrong. He's probably not done it enough, but it is what it is saying. But if you have enjoyed the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and tap that bell for more notifications as and when to upload. As I say, it's only an opinion. I'm not an expert on these things. I just try and give an opinion on things, and I'm open for debate and discussion at all times. But until next time, guys, I shall see you guys on another video.